Good morning, space fans. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening even. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining me and the crew from NASA on another exciting space exploratory day on the lifeless planet. Brian, awesome to see you. I'm assuming you're off today, which is nice, so thank you for joining us, and don't forget to brew some good coffee. I'm having a Bustelo this morning, and apparently on the packet, brand new packet that I've opened this morning, it says coffee is best enjoyed in good company. And, you know, that's what we're certainly all about, good company. Julia, thank you so much for dropping by and using your day off to spend it with me on stream. That's very exciting. Very, very cool. I've played this game for the last 2 days already, and it's been kind of a blast. It's been interesting. It's my second playthrough. And yeah, it's kind of cool. It's still a little bit, what's the word? Kind of puzzling to me where to go next. I think now we've just started a new level and it's daylight again. Yesterday, towards the end of the stream, we tapped around in darkness, but it's now daylight again on the planet. In case you haven't quite caught up on the rest of the story, what's happened is we, a crew from Earth, have been sent to a planet in the kind of distant distance, whatever. And because our long-range sensors have shown us that the planet is full of life and might be worthy of human colonization. So me and two buddies in a space capsule flew there at whatever, the speed of light. It's like super far away. So far away, in fact, that the interview I gave is being sent back to Earth and arrives after we arrive on the planet. I don't really know how it works, but that's kind of, you know, how it worked. We get there, spaceship crashes, no life on the planet. Crazy stuff. I don't know what's going on. My two buddies are apparently dead. I'm the only one now on the planet, and it looks all like a barren wasteland. What have the sensors told us? What's happened? So I have to kind of unearth all the bits and pieces that are falling into place there. And I've discovered that before me, there have been a lot of Russian people settling there on the planet, which is kind of spooky because how did they get there? We on Earth have never heard anything about a Russian colonization of a new planet, so they kept that secret. It's also transpired that they didn't actually get there with a spaceship, but they got there with some kind of a portal device that they found on Earth, and they could kind of send supplies and people through the portal that would end up on the planet. I think the return trip doesn't quite work, so it was a one-way trip for them, but they had a big colony there, they had all kinds of things there, and it looks like they're now all gone. All that's remaining on the planet is a Russian-speaking lady that looks weird, looks a bit like a plant woman, and, you know, one of those things, kind of crazy. So that's where we are. We're kind of exploring this whole storyline. Let's check out, let's see what happens. If I can convince the game to run. Here we go. Lifeless Planet. I picked up the Epic version when it was free a while ago, but it's available on both Epic and on Steam, and it has full controller support. It's about $20. The guy who's developing it is David Board, and he's done this more or less all by himself. He's currently working on another game, and that is Lifeless Moon. So it's in the very same kind of realm, and I picked this game to share with you because it's one of those things that's a great show off as what a single developer can do, and it's a great story from a writing point of view, but it's also a kind of a nice immersive gaming experience. It is more like a linear story that you experience, but rather than reading the words, you experience the story through the interactive medium. That's kind of my take on it, and I found it very intriguing. So there we go. Indeed, thank you so much, Julia. That is a good idea! Exclamation mark game. Also new, by the way, I've just discovered that, or we've just discovered that if you hit the thumbs up icon on YouTube, then I believe you get an alert now as well. I think this is a new thing that that Streamlabs have put in. Let me try it out, see what happens. Should at one point trigger the walking zombie and said Jay has just liked the video. Let's see if it works. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It worked earlier. So let's have a look. This is a brand new level. I forgot what it's called. And I like it. It's kind of striking that the third-person camera is so far behind the character, because it shows you. Oh my god! Oh my god! No, I shouldn't have stepped on that. That's terrible. That got us killed earlier. Dramatic moment. This is Plant Woman here. Intriguing start to the stream. Look at that. Super dramatic. Well, so these things, this has happened in the last level. These things here, when they're bigger, I walk into them, they kill me. And she has obviously the power to convince the plants to let go of me. So that hasn't happened before.
She saved me.
Indeed.
But for what purpose?
Or maybe she likes you. Beard Goblin, top of the afternoon. Very good to see you again. Oh yeah, the only other thing worthy of note is that these green kind of these green splodges here, those are the kind of footsteps that she leaves behind. And every so often we find something like this. We're going to have a look at that. So she leaves behind these green tracks, and that's kind of the path we're supposed to follow. There we go. A boy in the woods. I do not recognize the changing world around us anymore. Because sometimes Russians have left these messages here. It seems darker, dreary, and hatefully responsive to our presence. My son, Kolya, ran to me last week, claiming that he saw a boy in the forest who tried to lure him in deeper, then smacked him in the face with a branch. The gash on his face is proof. While this could be a story to hide his embarrassment, Kolya swears to me that the boy looked exactly like him, and I am inclined to believe him. I do not know if we created these monstrosities or merely awoke them, but I do know we are no longer welcome in this place. Auto-translated from Russian. In fact, yesterday we have found a plant that took the shape of this Russian woman that we just met, and it looked exactly like her, and as we got closer it turned into, into plant again. So, crazy stuff. Yes, like that, but there in the distance, that is not the Russian woman. I bet that is... it's a plant! So we step on these things, they kill us, so it's very, very important to avoid larger plant pieces here. Now it's foggy. Oh, what have we got here? Shapeshifters! The root creatures appear to be capable of assembling into various forms. They have caught on that I am following the woman, and they are taking her shape to lure me into their traps. Or is she controlling them, communicating in some way I can't understand? I'd never believe any of this if I weren't experiencing it myself. But then my belief is of little value. I still don't understand what's going on. Yes, indeed. Oh, there's another one. Now we know to ignore her. We just walk right past her. It's a cool animation. This is made with Unity, by the way. Unity and Blender. So David's big on open source as well. Very nice. I'm going to fund him on the Lifeless Moon project, which is currently in development. He's along quite a way. Both of these projects were funded with Kickstarter, and he's soon about to release a beta version, closed beta of Lifeless Moon. It's going to be nice. Do you know, I'm not sure if they are chasing you. I don't think they do that. They just retract back into the ground. Hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Look here, these things, when they wiggle, that is... Do not walk over there because... that's gonna be deadly. The little ones here, I don't think they matter. I mean, sometimes they killed us as well. Or they were kind of half dangerous, I think. You're right, yes, that might be a kind of a change of pace there. Yeah, like this guy, if I were to walk over here, this would certainly kill me. So that is not how I get through here. She might have gone through here. Ah. Rocks. These things are power sources, so the game makes references to these things being usable as batteries and then power some sort of equipment that's man-made but being powered by these things. I can pick them up and carry them. It usually means there's something that we need to power. I might just pick one up. I don't know where we need to go next. I would imagine through the forest here, but I don't remember how to get through here. I remember this to be a slightly tricky part. I might just put this down here, just so that I remember this is the tricky part. Let me see what else, because this is how we came in here. I have a feeling this is where we need to go, the green thing. Or do we just go behind it? Also a possibility. Yes, I believe that's the reference that they make, indeed. The green fire, that is what they mean. And so if I understand the story correctly, this green fire used to power everything. So all the plants that were not always hostile on this planet, everything, the thing that our senses picked up in being full of life, that was all powered by this kind of life energy, this essence, the green stuff. And if I interpret this correctly, then the Russians have used it up so much and turned this into energy for their own needs, that they used so much that there's now no green energy left for the planet to sustain its own life. And that's kind of the tragedy. Bit of an analogy of what humans keep doing with over-harvesting and overusing things rather than living in harmony with nature. This is kind of what happens if you don't do that. My green little thing kind of disappeared. I might just pick up another one. I'm not sure if it's even necessary, or if this is a part of a game that wasn't implemented. I don't know. Indeed, yes, I believe that the guide's footsteps, so the guide, my Russian girl here, she appears to be I think we find out more about that later, but I think she appears to be still powered by the green stuff, and she has so much power that it gets revealed in a little while what's actually up with her. How do I do this? Do I just jump over here? Let me just try and jump over. Ah, that is not good then. Ouch! Well, at least you see how I die now. Oh, do I maybe need to just take that green boulder to this plant, and does it maybe make the plant happy? Is that possible? Hey, you eat that. Come on. Ah. Dead again! No, but that's part of the cool thing about the game, that it lets you think. You know, it doesn't just show you everything, how everything works. It just goes and literally makes you think. And yeah, let's discuss theories. In fact, David on his Discord server, he has a whole thing. I don't think I can jump over there. He has a whole thing about theories of how the next game is going to pan out. Very interesting. Yes, absolutely. Brainstorming is very welcome. Also, like, brainstorm about how to actually get past here, because I have no idea. So this rock's too big to jump on. We only have our one puff jetpack. Can't go through here. I would imagine it might be possible to go around it somehow. Oh, maybe through this. Would that be possible? Come on. I've done it before, I just don't remember how to do it. Scott, good morning! How you doing, sir? Oh, nearly got there. So maybe this is something... Maybe this is a way to get up here. Come on. Yes. Come on. Ha 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 ha. Albeit without the green rock. I'm also kind of stuck in the bushes here. But I'm technically on the other side. Not that it helps me. If I'm now stuck forever, that would not be so good. Yeah, there we go. Come on, we did it! Awesome! Ugh, we must avoid these guys at all costs. Let's just hover right over there. Pick up the green path. Very good to see you again. Welcome to Lifeless Planet. It's a nice, relaxing, exploratory game on a very distant planet. Made it! Absolutely. Whew. So there's a fair bit of platforming involved, but it's all fairly casual, and it aids to just explore the whole scenery. It's a very, I keep saying this, but I'm surprised by it. It's a very small game, so the whole footprint is under a gigabyte, considering the amount of space we're exploring. That's a lot.
These must have been the portal creators.
Really? What makes you say that? Are these the portal creators? They appear to be sentient beings, but they look similar to the root-like creatures in form. Whatever they are, they clearly didn't survive. Really? Or you think these were at one point living beings? Ah, like larger versions of the plants, like huge versions. Ooh. All the mysteries we'll uncover. Will we ever get to meet them? Oh yes, also one other thing, in case you hadn't caught up on the previous two streams, the time period in which this is set is sometime, I would imagine, in the 70s or 80s. Ah, just about made it. As if the Apollo missions had continued. That's what it strikes me. It's sometime during the Cold War, I would imagine, and manned spaceflight has continued, and somehow humans have discovered this planet through long-range sensors, and they thought, hey, that's awesome. Let's send that crack team of people here to colonize it and see what happens. It certainly didn't go well for the Russians. Oh, there we go. Oh. That did not look friendly. Oh, that! Oh my god, he comes out of the ground. That's crazy. Make sure no one eats us alive. You're absolutely right, Scott. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Sometimes it's less about creating action in video games and just, this is a really good example of what can be done with game engines as a visual storytelling medium. I like that. And it's also within the grasp, within the realm of single developers or very small teams to bring us an experience like that. Absolutely, I totally agree. And good evening, Jeremy. Very good to see you. Welcome, Space Crew. I'm wearing a new NASA t-shirt today, by the way. I bought that yesterday. Especially for this game. Thank you so much to all your wonderful super chat and Ko-fi donations. I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. I found that at Target. I thought, yeah, that's awesome. I must have it. And wear it immediately. Since I am, you know, a spacefaring person and all. Oh, that looks interesting. I don't think we've seen these types of things before here. Oh yes, I was saying about the thing that actually puts the camera, in game development, the thing that puts the camera behind the third-person character in Unreal Engine is called a spring arm. I don't know what Unity calls it, but usually that's much closer put to the character. And we can change this as well. So usually we have a perspective like this. Or we have a perspective like that maybe, and in this game the default is literally set to super far away, and it can be changed so depending on how you feel like playing, but the default is this very wide gap between the character and the camera, and I think it really suits the game because it puts into perspective the size of the landscape in relation to the human. I think it works really well. Don't think I've seen that done before. It's a nice little thing I picked up the moment I played the game. I thought, oh, that's a very tiny character. And then I thought, no, actually, this this really lends itself, because you see then a lot of the landscape as well, and you see how tiny you are as a human compared to the vastness of some of these rocks that you encounter. Ah yes, here we go with the platforming again. I suppose this is the way to go. No, 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 no. Oh, phew. Just about survived here. Earthlings, I like it, Jeremy. Okay, let's try this again. This is why we need a multiple jumping backpack, isn't it? It also looks a little bit like a Venus flytrap, so I don't want this thing to go and snap me up in a moment. Looks like it doesn't do that, so okay, lucky us. Very atmospheric soundtrack as well. This is, David didn't do that. There was another developer involved, a musician whose name sadly I've forgotten for the second day in a row. But he's also involved in Lifeless Moon. Ah, I see. This looks like another platforming extravaganza. Still does look like it. Oh my god, he wiggles. Oh. I betcha if I had stayed on there longer than absolutely necessary, this thing would have totally gotten me. So not all of these things do that, just a few of them. Probably the ones that wiggle. Oh my god, he wiggles. Oh. I think we made it over unscathed. Oh right, yeah, the Grim Fandango. Actually, I have it. I tried it out, Scott. It's that has a certain charm. I think this is a game that we may have to play together, because I've tried it and my wife and I, we didn't get very far. So it's one of those things. I loved the humor in it. And I didn't mind the age of the game at all, but it was, no, don't do that. Oh, what a shame. Oh, what a shame. But I didn't, there were certain things that I just couldn't work out. So that might be a good thing to play together, so that we can all get involved and help me out to get over it. That'd be good. Thank you for the suggestion. I've never played it through. I think I made it to the forest where I had to drive around with a car. That part. Thank you for the suggestion. Oh, no, 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 no. Whew. Yes, let's play that soon. I like it. There's a few that I've put on my list of things to play. So one is Super Hot. That is an interesting game. Ah, I see. That is not how we do that, is it? Super Hot. Then there's A Short Hike. Kind of interested in East Shade as well. Brian brought that up. And then there's Raft. So those are currently on the list of things that are in the pipeline. Yes, they're often on sale, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you had picked it up at one point. I think that's what I did. When it was on sale, I thought, oh, this is a good one to look into. How do we do this? We don't have a lot of time to look around. Are we going to jump on this thing? Ah. So it looks like it is possible to jump on that other thing. But where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? From this thing straight onto the other thing? Yes, I think that is the way. Whew. Oh, we made it! Yes, especially if you can help out with Grim Fandango, Scott, or your wife. Good morning, by the way. Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for watching. You're more than welcome to help. And it is a super funny game as well. It's a nice thing to experience to the end, I think. I sometimes feel sorry for game developers if they put things in place that are so difficult to overcome that, and I'm sure they must have they must have accounted for that. That they must realize that a lot of the audience might never reach what they're building. So I always think that it just gets exponentially more difficult as the game progresses, when there's puzzles that no one can solve. You know, like the Rusty Lake games are a good example. You might get stuck for a while, but I bet a large percentage of the audience goes, I'm sorry, I can't work it out, I don't know what you want from me, and then they give up, and then they never get to experience the ending. Which is such a shame, especially if games involve a lot of work. And you think, well, did you see that amazing level like about 2/3 to the end? No, sorry, never got there. Gave up after half an hour. That's a shame. New landscape we haven't seen before. Looks like glacial type of situation going on here. Is it slippy? No, not slippy. That's good. I remember I got stuck here when I played this the first time. Now at least I know there is a way through it, even though I can't remember where that is. Yes, this is available on both Epic and Steam, and there's a link to the description in my YouTube video where you can get it. And there's no fighting or anything involved. It's literally just walking around and puzzle solving. Oh, is this where we need to go? Oh, I guess that's the one. I remember spending about an hour in these glacial things here and not finding my way through. I didn't know it was going to be that easy. How interesting. Yes, I wondered if there was actually a way through here. My goodness, that was fast. Unless I'm going the wrong way again, which is also possible. I do that quite often. That I think, hey, this is awesome, I've never seen this before. No, actually, you've just come from here. The portal. Ah. Bit of a Jean-Michel Jarre vibe going on there. Let's find out about the portal. This looks huge. I mean, I suppose if it traverses you across the universe, it's gotta be huge. Is this anything? I'm not sure if it is anything. No, I'm not sure if it is anything. But that is certainly something. How did they get all the raw materials here? I mean, no matter if this looks like it was Russian made. Oh, there we go. Button. Ah, this control is not powered. Find a way to restore the power. Huh. I was going to suggest let's follow the power line, but that just goes into the ground here, so that's not how we do that. Let's have a look inside. Are there doors here? The portal. Oh, there we go. Bridges and all that. So the game suggests that raw materials and crew were shipped through this portal. This might well be it. From Earth to this planet. I don't think they talked about communication. I don't think they had two-way communication. They could send people here, and they then found themselves here. But that is all. I don't think they could send things back, from what I understand. Can you imagine all the way back to the forest? Oh, that would be mean. That would be so mean. Ah, sign. I see. That is certainly Russian. Anyone speak Russian? Or type it into Google Translate and let me know what it says. I'm sure it's something like, oh my god, stay well away from this. So they've got this facility over here. And then they have that, which maybe... Oh, good enough for us to walk underneath it. That's cool. This could well be the power line. Yes, maybe that's the power line. Ah, green rocks, huh? This might well be how we're going to power this thing. If only we had a green rock. Do we have a green rock? Got this robotic gadget here. Oh, there's one. There's one. Good stuff. This guy here. Can we pick it up somehow? Oh! It's in the middle of the plant. Never good. We just go maybe dunk it in here? Is that how we do this? Or do we need to... Do we need to maybe put that in here rather, I suppose? Batteries not included, that's the one, yes. I may have to just... Do you have to pick that up? Yes. Right, okay, cool. Let's put that here. I have a feeling we need to put that into here. Let's try that. I'm not even... It strikes me that I was actually standing in a different place, but the game looks like it just wanted me to put that into that thing. Maybe that is all we need to do. It's difficult to say. Let's have a look. Maybe that was enough. I don't think I can put it into this circle here. Maybe this is enough. I have a feeling I have to do that. Let me try that one more time. Make the batteries go. Yeah, because I always end up in this position when this arm animation starts, but I can't see myself putting it all the way over here. I don't think that's going to work. I'll try it. Come on. Hiya! All the way over here, really? No, I don't think my arm is long enough for that. Well, let's just drop it in here and see what happens. Maybe the door opens. See if there's anything else around here that is of interest. Doesn't look like it. Sometimes there's tape recorders all over the place here. Ow! Oh man! I didn't see that thing coming. Well, let's assume the power is still in place. In fact, while we're here, let's just go and check. Let's just go and check. If that green thing is still there. Mind your step, of course. Ugh. It's easier said than done. No, 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 no! Slipped off! Let me see. So the arm... we got this info that the Russians developed this arm, and they made it because they realized the aliens that have built this whole portal technology thing. Ah, yeah. So this is where that thing is. They've developed this thing because the aliens that developed this portal technology, they were so much larger than we are, and they had buttons kind of at the very top and stuff, and they had to. They were developing this thing here. Let's see if that's enough. And they powered this arm with green energy directly. This may just be enough to put the ball here. If it's not, we'll come back and we'll have a look. This time we're going to be super careful. He says, not being careful at all. Oh, come on. Don't do that! Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Scott, I have a feeling it's probably enough to put the ball into this green basin. We had puzzles before where we had to lift the ball up and put it far up into something else. But those things looked different than this. Come on. 57th time lucky, huh? Pick up the green rock, put it into thing here, and fingers crossed that this is enough. Alright, do not step into the plants. Dry or otherwise. And hope this is gonna connect that electricity for that ominous door by the portal building. I wonder if we're going to be able to power the portal. I mean, you know, this is the first step in opening the door. Ah, the controller's not powered. That was not enough. Okay, good to know. Well, it looks like we have to put that ball into the green contraption there. I just don't know where I'd have to stand for that to be possible. So, that ball into here, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's a good question, let's try that out. So if I pick the rock up, can I boost? Ah, yes, that might not be a bad call, Beard Goblin. Let's do that, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's just go, just drop it in here, like so. Boom, well, almost. Come back here, you. Yeah, don't use a robotic arm at all. Just drop it in the old-fashioned way. Thank you for the tip. That is a very good suggestion. Like so. Almost. Aha! There we go. Very good. Now the green power cord is actually green, or fizzling. That usually means it's now powered. That's good. Haha. It totally fits. Patience. Patience is what we needed. And teamwork. See, this is how space people do it. They don't go do this all by themselves. They have a team of people. Like us. Team of people having coffee. Sometimes it's those simple things that I just don't come up with. I tend to get frustrated, and then I'm thinking, hey, that could have been such a much more easier solution. My brain just didn't come up with it. Okay, let's have a look what's inside the portal room. Nice helmet design as well, that you can see the HDRI inside the helmet. That is very cool. I like that. If this once was a portal, it certainly doesn't look like a portal anymore. Is it broken?
Вон там, сломан.
Yeah, I can see it's broken. Right. There go my hopes for getting off the planet.
Yes. Also, you understood the Russian woman. That is quite interesting. I didn't hear what she said, but he assumed she said it's broken. Also a bit of a blood splatter fest here, so yeah, a lot of things would have gone wrong here, I guess. I've discovered the portal the Russians used to travel between Earth and this planet, but the device is inoperable. It seems there was some kind of massive failure, so I won't be able to use the portal to return to Earth. I'm also running low on oxygen, but I believe there's another supply module several kilometers north of here. The woman is leading me in that general direction, so with any luck, I can make it there and charge my oxygen. But then what? First things first, I guess. Yes, that is portal room, yes. Aperture science portal device, no. Another tape recorder, let's have a look. Or listen, rather. 4 years. We depended, 4 years, my goodness. We depended on the portal system to develop our colony on this planet. It never occurred to us that one day it would cease to function. As the native plants died and life receded from view, The hope that we would ever return to our families in Russia faded too. It didn't happen all at once, of course. The portal faded from its former glory slowly over time. The more we developed this world for our creature comforts, the more desolate the environment became. Eventually the portal began to mimic the world around us, and then it fought back. At first, there were simple accidents in the transportation process of our supplies. We assumed it was a fluke. After all, we were dealing with technology that we had only just discovered, so this was a rational conclusion at the time. Our theories were rendered inconsequential, though, when a group of colonists suffered the same fate. The shadows of their former selves, the gore-stained arrival platform, was a horror that we could not put out of our minds. Moscow sent nothing more, and we were too afraid to face fate and test our luck. We are now trapped here on a dying world, a grave of our own making. That's how it happened. Gladotsky, yes, Gladotsky. That's how it happened. So transporting things from Earth over here must have used up so much energy that it just drove the life force right out of this planet. And as they kept using it, the planet just couldn't sustain itself. Yes, that is sad. You need to move that platform. Which platform are we talking about? I don't even see the platform. Which platform does he mean? Oh, that maybe? Up here? Is that something? To get us all the way up here? Huh. Curious. I remember fond memories with Portal. Portal is another good game to stream as well. That is just, that never gets boring. And also I forget the solutions to the puzzles as well. Yes, Portal, one of my favorite games. I don't think I've ever streamed Portal 2, so that is something we could do. But also Portal 1, I mean, you know, maybe just start with 1 and end with 2. There's even somebody made a port for the Commodore 64 of Portal. That sounds very cute. I've never tried it, but I've seen screenshots. That is just a very, very cute idea. Ah, this here, I think that's dynamite. Oh, that's exciting. Let's pick that up. Dynamite, that was introduced earlier in the game, and it can blow things up. I just don't know what we could pick up that would be of our advantage. Is there anything obvious? Like, usually we have put a pile of rubble in its place. But anything to move a platform? I don't even see a platform that he was referencing. What platform is it that we're supposed to move here? I don't see anything. This yellow thing at the top, I mean, that looks like something we could maybe make use of. But so where anything is here, I have no idea. Can we jump with the dynamite? We can. Okay, that's good. Good to know. Talos Principle, thank you for reminding me. That is another thing that I bought when it was on sale, and I haven't yet had a chance to try it out. But yes, I think that was mentioned before. Talos Principle. I've heard of that, Scott, yes. I haven't got the LEGO Dimensions game, but I've heard of that. What a cool idea. And I believe Cave Johnson has actually recorded, or the actor has recorded some lines especially for that game. It's such a cool idea. So it looks like we're not running out of games to stream anytime soon. That is nice. I like to keep these 10 o'clock streams up for as long as I can. My bandwidth still hasn't recovered yet, so this is as good as it gets for now. But as soon as that ever gets better again, I will bump up the bitrate. So it looks like there's this. Can we zoom in there a bit? No, well, almost. There's these stairs going up. So I think that's where we need to go. But how to get there, I have no idea. Could it be as easy as blowing this up? Let's see if we can do that. If we just put the dynamite here and then beat a hasty retreat. Oh, there's a button? No, that's just the dynamite, isn't it? And does that do anything? No, is the answer. What a shame. Or maybe this then here with the cinder blocks. Is that something we could blow up? That might be something we could do. This looks blown up enough already. I don't see a button down here either. Oh, is there one? I can't see a button. Is there a button? There's apparently something I'm supposed to press here. I don't see a button. And that doesn't really do anything. I don't really know what that means here. Could be a bug. 2 sticks of dynamite left. Let's try it out again. Maybe the cinder blocks are indeed what we need to blow up, like these things here. Let's start here, perhaps. Okay, that doesn't even blow up. I mean, who knows how old it is? Could just be, you know, 5-decade-old dynamite stick. Yeah, that's safe to handle. Nope, doesn't blow up. Maybe we'll put it here. Is that a good idea? No, it's also not a good idea. I think it probably is, yes, because this looks like the same icon that we have here. It probably is a leftover of the explosion. Maybe I'll hover up here and put that dynamite up here. Is that an idea? Like this? Does that look like it's on its last legs? Held together with not so much a piece of string, but like just one beam of iron. And aha! Success! Look at that! Ramp. That's nice. Ramp leads to the convenient stairs that are still also very safe. Now we head over into the northerly direction where we're going to hopefully top up our oxygen. That is usually when the game tells you it's low on oxygen, you have about 30 seconds to find the next oxygen capsule. So I hope we're not that low on oxygen. If he says this is a few kilometers away, that means we have a lot of exploring to do until then. Indeed, yes, I totally agree. Tweetybird to block, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Welcome to the cliffs, if you are watching. What did she say? Oh my god. Ah! Oh no, 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 no. She said something like, oh my god, I guess. Yes, also if you don't have puzzles all the time, if you only have them very occasionally in a game, there's always this thing that you may forget. How does the dynamic actually work? I've only encountered one bug so far. Oh, she points over that way. Okay, we can do that. You go over that way, we go over this way. Good stuff. Working together with the Russian woman, so she seems to be quite friendly, actually. That's nice. Working together across languages and dimensions. Whoops. Wind dynamic has been introduced. Good stuff. Yes, if you have this dynamic all the time where you pick things up and then you put things down, that is one thing, but if you don't have that...
Стой, подожди.
Oh,
Сейчас.
That's nice. Is she warning us? Oh, stay away from this. Russian woman is totally guiding us
Подожди.
through the lifeless planet. That is nice. Oh,
Стой, подожди!
picking up some Russian.
Сейчас.
Сейчас means safe to proceed, I guess. Wow, thank you, Russian woman. We will find out her name, I just forgot. Otherwise I would reference it. I don't remember what she's called. Oh, is this something we can pick up now? Hiya! Осторожно, also dangerous, careful, mind your head probably.
Направо.
Направо, that way? Alrighty.
Давай, давай.
I see how this
Ah,
works.
I see.
Налево.
Melieva? Where's that Russian auto-translator when you need it? It translates written text but not spoken language. Russian woman, is this the right way? Because it don't look so friendly going forward here. The only way is down, I guess. She can't mean even further down. Does she mean over here? Oof. I'm always thinking I might slip off here. It's cleverly done. This doesn't look like the obvious path. Oh no, it's one of those guys again. Come on. Can we make it? Up here or over there? Oh, there's Russian woman.
Налево.
Nelieva. Maybe this way then. And not going through here, huh?
Налево.
Oh, I see. So Nelieva, does that mean left? I wish Max were here. Max is Russian. Oh, so wind dynamic plus a small thing to cross. Good stuff. This we should be able to jump over. Oh, more wind dynamic. Do we have to jump and go over that? Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh, that is gonna be dangerous. Dangerous slash difficult. If I really have to jump across over these guys here. Yeah, it looks like that's what I'm gonna have to do. But with the strong wind blowing, that's a favorite in platform games. You've got something that's fairly simple to overcome, but then wind dynamic is introduced where you think, ha. Oh no, that is terrible. Come on, you can do it. The stress, my friends, the stress. I'm so glad that you're here to help me through this difficult patch. That was one great feature that I hope other gaming or streaming platforms will introduce, that you can... So they had this idea, I don't think it was ever well implemented or the games had to really support it. There was a way that you could, while streaming a game, hand over the controls to the viewers, and if there was a difficult bit or something and you couldn't do it as a streamer, you could then say to one person in the audience, you try it, you take your controls and you try getting over this, and everyone would still see it, but the controls would technically happen on my system. That is a great idea. Maybe with cloud gaming we'll be able to do that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Beard Goblin, I appreciate that. This is of course, the level is of course not over. Can I jump all the way over here? Because it looks a little bit too far. It could be that the wind dynamic in my back might make a difference here. Yeah, that didn't work so well. Oh, what a shame. I knew it was too far. It is very kind to put us up here rather than at the previous level there. Whoa! Now that was great! That was great! Look at that! All those years playing Jak and Daxter were not for nothing. They help you through difficult situations in sci-fi games too. Classic platform action. Jak and Daxter. Ratchet and Clank. Not so much Super Mario. That was always too difficult for me. That is always something I always liked the whole atmosphere that Super Mario Sunshine set, but it was just too difficult for me to even do. There's so many levels that were just way too difficult. I think this is also part of good game design, that not every game implements it that way. You've just done a very challenging bit, then comes another challenging bit. Well, don't make the player repeat the first challenging bit just for the sake of it. That's just terrible game design. That's just not good. You just frustrate the player, and good games are riddled with that. I mean, Jak and Daxter is a great example. Jak and Daxter 2 especially. One of the hardest games ever. And just because it's just frustratingly implemented, stuff could have been done so much better. And you could just give people a couple more checkpoints in between. You don't have to make them repeat the mission from the very beginning. Oh, this guy might give us... Aha, that! That's another plant variation we found earlier in the game, that once it wiggles and does this, it then leaves you alone. You can just go and walk up here. Woo-hoo! I have a feeling that's going to be repeated a few times. Sadly, I can't remember how do I detect this was not one of those things. Oh, ouch! What a shame. Well, let's try this again. Yeah, I think we don't go up here, even though it looks like that's the way to go. We just go up here. Somehow. Is that what we did a minute ago? I think it was. Over here. This would actually be a good question for David. Did he build all these assets himself? Or did he pick them up from the marketplace? Or was it a mixture? Because I'm thinking of some of these things, they look very custom. I don't think that would be something that he picked up on the marketplace. But other things like landscapes in general, or textures for landscapes, I wonder if that is something you'd buy in. I mean, I certainly, if I were to develop something like this, I'd say most of it I'd probably buy from a marketplace. I don't think I'm capable enough to model all these things from scratch. Sorry about that. Wrong button there. Where do we go from here? Or maybe just over here. Easy. Follow the green footsteps. Or the green whatever it is. Ah! To another exciting portally donut thing. See what we can do with that. Is that why Russian woman is leading us? Where is she, by the way? I haven't seen her in a while. Do you know, me too. That is a great starting point, I think, the Sinti assets. Thank you so much for your comment, by the way, about the Polygon game. This is one of those things. I remember there was a viewer, I did a Twitch stream and used the Sinti assets to utilize them in Blender. And he popped in, I had never seen him before, and he said, because it was under game development, I think, or under 3D development, that was the category, and he was saying, oh, are you developing Polygon? And I said, oh, that's really confusing, because those are Polygon assets. The assets are called, the Polygon series, but I don't know what you mean by, are you developing Polygon? And then he explained, Polygon is actually a game on Steam, and he just recognized the look of the assets and thought I was the developer of the game. And it took me quite a while to understand what that means, and your comment kind of brought that together yesterday, so thanks for explaining that. I'll have a look at that game. It doesn't have good reviews, but if it is, I mean, putting a multiplayer player versus player thing together, that is not an easy feat. So yeah, that'd be nice to see how they've done that with the Sinti assets. Maybe we can play that one day together. Let's do that. Mr. House, top of the afternoon. Very good to see you. I'm glad you could join us once again on the lifeless planet. Well, it looks like we've got this platform at the very top here. Can't quite get there. Just yet. What's this? The green fire is dying out. While the recent release of copper particles into the atmosphere following the explosion contributed to a stunting of plant growth, it could not be the cause for the widespread death we are witnessing across the entire planet. Perhaps it has something to do with the portal. The last activations were turbulent, to be certain, and the flora and fauna have recently become volatile. Even the planet's larger species are far more aggressive in the aftermath of our interventions. I fear that we may have crossed acceptable boundaries in our experiments. Were the plants always this angry, or are they simply lashing out to us for our failures? These are not theories of rational men, but science has yet to yield a response. I only hope it's not too late. She may yet save us all. She. First mention of a female key person there. Oh, this is nice. This is going to give us the jetpack multi-puffs. I like that. I like that. Maybe that's going to get us up to that ominous platform to press yet another button. Very good to see you, Mr. House. How is Ireland today? Oh, look, this thing's still powered. That's good. All right. See where this gets us. All right, you're rendering something. That's exciting. Would that be maybe the animation of just released new audiobook of a famous humorous science fiction writer? Could it be? It looks like we don't have any. We don't have anything. So this looks like we may have to go and grab a green ball, pop that in here. See if we can find one in the hood here. Any blue balls around the hood? I can see that this game... Ah, nice, Brian. Excellent. I can't wait to have a look at it on your Patreon feed. Which I'm sure that's where the early release of that is going to happen. So just to put this into context for everyone who's watching, Brian and I have been working together on a book that he's written to turn that into an audiobook. I've narrated Brian's earlier book, which was called Flicker World, and it worked so well, the collaboration worked so well, that we thought, hey, this would be a nice idea to narrate his other book, which is called What the Luck. and it's just in the final finishing touches. It's kind of released on Amazon, I believe, already, and when it's fully released, I'll totally give you a link to that. I can, of course, give you a link to Brian's website, I believe, already, so that you can have a look at the things we're talking about. Did I spell this correctly? No, I didn't. Exclamation mark Brian will take care of that. That should give us a good link to Brian's projects. There we go. Ah, Audible is out already. Perfect. New audiobook, What the Luck. I'm in the process of redesigning my website, so and What the Luck is not part of it yet. So as soon as I'll do that this week, that book is totally going to be on there, and I'm sure at that point it'll be on iTunes and on Amazon as well. Very cool. And so the animation that Brian is rendering is something that he's been keeping us abreast of in development on his Patreon feed, and I've delivered the narration for that yesterday, for that trailer, and so yes, final touches, final finishing touches. I'm looking forward to that animation already. Very cool. That is what the project is that we're talking about. What the Luck audiobook. I like the dimensions we're dealing here with in this game. They're so large. So I put that thing in there, and that now kind of points over to that direction. I wonder if that is where we need to go next. Yeah, it probably is. Platform my way all the way up there and see if we can, what we can do over there. Oh, very cool. Oh, absolutely, yes. Let me know what you need, and I'll do that. I'll do that. I'm free all day, so I can do this quite quickly. If you see you need a few more seconds here or there, yeah, just let me know. And I did that as a video yesterday as well. I thought that might be a nice little behind-the-scenes thing as well. It was all dark and creepy. I switched the lights behind me off, so it looked like I'm sitting in this dark, creepy room. That's cool. I'll use that effect more often. That was I like that. And since this was all wired up for doing video, I just thought it's easier to do video and then extract the audio from that. Oh, there we go. This is how we get up here. And now with our multi-jetpack, super easy. I wish we had that all the time. Oh, okay, maybe it was a, yeah, I'll have a look at that. I think it's set to hide from Vimeo. I forgot, Vimeo's privacy settings are driving me a little bit insane. Because there's this thing about hide from Vimeo, people with a link, and only websites I allow or something. I never know which one's which. Come to think of it, I'll fiddle with it, because I know that on Patreon I think it can be embedded, but it might well be that the privacy settings are incorrect for Discord or something. I'll have a look. Thanks for letting me know, Brian. Alright, this is the other reason why we need that arm. We need to press buttons high up sometimes. Which buttons, we don't really know. That's the wrong one. That is also the wrong one. That looks good. That's also the wrong one. That's also good. And perhaps this one. Okay, cool. This one, and then maybe that one. No, not that one. Oh, man. This one. Dude, don't do that. This one. This one. And that one. Haha! Success! Open sesame! That is a large gate if I've ever seen one. What are we thinking? If I'm kind of 6 foot, that is at least 20, 25 feet, something like that. Is it going to open all the way, or is it just for me to walk through here? Maybe it's just for me. I have a feeling it's so that whatever's emanating from that part of the other thing can go all the way through here. I have a feeling we're opening the path not just for me and my benefit, but also for some kind of a light path to go over vast distances. I'm thinking. Hot springs, new level. Okay. That is hot. Looks very similar to the previous level, but a good variation in landscape there. I think that was one of the things I'm sort of missing about Among Trees right now. That was a really nice, relaxing game. I can't wait for the full version to come out and explore more contents there. But yeah, that was one of the things that I thought they're probably working on it. It's on the roadmap to add more variation in the foliage and the trees. Just so that while you're walking through the forest, you come across just different areas for just a bit of visual non-repetitiveness. Even though Among Trees is so beautiful to look at. I've just streamed that before this game here. 8 episodes in total. Very nice, beautiful game, beautiful to look at. I have entered an area of beautiful limestone terraces formed by intense geothermal activity. I'll have to watch my step in this region since there is hot magma not far underground. Oh, okay. So, no jumping in here, I guess. Even though it does look tempting, doesn't it? And there's that hot spring. I think in Pikmin we had a dynamic like that. There was a little hot spring coming out and you could jump on it and then get to much higher peaks. I wonder if it's the same here. Can I walk on here? Oh, I can walk on here. That's cool. Yeah, like this. Can I walk on here and jump in the air now? It just looked like this is the kind of thing that would have happened in Pikmin, and you just shoot up to greater heights. So I can walk on this. That's good to know. That looks great, actually. Whatever that is. Ah, it's all about materials, isn't it? Well-presented materials. That's what it's all about. I'll see if I can follow the green kind of footsteps here. Oh, jetpack fuel depleted. What a shame. Yeah, there's another one of these guys here. These ones are a bit stronger. Whoa, that's nice. So it does work. Very cool. I like it. Maybe it'll help me go over on the top there. Yeah, I think this we've read that before. I've entered an area with unusually high geothermal activity. There are hot springs all around and geysers shooting up out of the crust. I'm not as nimble as the woman as climbing rocks. I wonder if I could make use of these fountains to boost me up. Oh, there we go, there's that mechanic. My suit should protect me from the scalding hot water, but it could be still quite a ride. Well, here goes nothing. Jump, and jetpack? Yes, that'll work. Alright. That is fun. Let's do that more often. Plants look like they're surviving in this heat as well. And Brian, how's Roberta, by the way? Is she good? Is she well? Does she like the cozy summer, or is she more like a winter cat? Or does she not mind? Haven't seen pictures of her in a while. Is she missing Stardew Valley terribly? I just imagine she is. Or maybe she's forgotten all about it, that's possible. There was a game similar to Stardew Valley that I gave a shot. It's called My Time at Porsche. And that's a 3D game rather than a 2D game. And it has similar things. I don't know, it's almost like a total rip-off of the story. or that's what it feels like. And I didn't warm up to it. It has similar mechanics. Graphics are okay. And I know people who've poured hours and hundreds of hours into the game, and it's just, I just didn't, it didn't, you know, it didn't kind of, wasn't great for me, I thought. Voice acting, C-. And sometimes that really lets the game down. If it's bad voice acting, just don't use voice acting at all. Just let people read the text, that's fine. Rather than mediocre voice acting. Yeah, so that was my impression, and I didn't warm up to it. Maybe because I was comparing it to Stardew Valley too much. That is also possible. Gabo Pamer, hello, hello. Thank you for following, my friend. I can imagine she's missing Stardew Valley. Yeah, that is what I always thought she might. Interesting, yeah, I had the same impression. I picked that up on Epic for, I think, $5 once. That was really nice. I had a voucher and it was on sale, and I thought, woo, that's nice. And Dreamlab was telling me about it. He really enjoyed it, and I've seen many people play it, and I thought maybe I'll give it a go. I just didn't feel like it. But sometimes you really have to spend many hours to get into a game. But that I think we invested, Julia and I both invested about 2 hours, and it was just not floating our boat. Ooh, that looks pretty. Look at that. Very nice. Can I go swimming? No. Okay, good. That answers that. I thought I might be able to swim, but no. Fine. Still looks very pretty. Got some more water down here. Nice offset on the contrast. If only I could remember where I've come from. Have I come from here? I think so. Or have I... No, I must go over here. That is what I need to go. Oops, indeed. Yes, I had Porsche. I thought it might be a good replacement for Stardew Valley. Or a good follow-up, but it's just not, you know. We can maybe have a look at it at one point if I'm running out of things to play, which currently it doesn't look like it. We have so many other things to have a look at. And we're back. Just don't step into that. Yes, which direction next? We see green patches here. Maybe this way. That looks like there could be a little trek. I must admit I've lost where we've come from really and where we're going. In the big scheme of things, I don't see a portal anymore. It'd be nice to see where we've come from, the portal that's emitting the light, maybe pointing towards the area where we're going. But if we're pointing over large distances, that is of course not always possible. Let's pick this way. Yeah, maybe up here. Traverse some more mountains. Alrighty. It does, I do get the feeling that we are literally in this world, on this planet. I like that even though the game loads levels, I perceive this whole thing as one large world. Not that I'd want to go back. I'm not sure if I can go back to earlier levels, but it really feels as if I'm the lone astroneer here, and I'm walking up and down mountainous landscapes and have to find some kind of secret and make sure I survive somehow. It's a really nice atmosphere. This doesn't let me walk into this direction, so I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Or here, there's kind of an invisible wall here. You're back, Julia, excellent. Good to see you. Good to see you again. We're at Hot Springs. While they look pretty, they're pretty deadly as well. I can't go jump into the water. Maybe I'll go up here then, up on these mountains over there in the yonder distance here. This is in fact the end of it. This is the way I came. All the way up there, then to that large pool up on the right. Or maybe that's where I'm supposed to go. If we came this way, I think that's where we came from. Then go over that on the right. Indeed, yeah, sometimes you feel this total jump, and also you feel level loading times are sometimes exceedingly long, which is why many developers these days choose to stream their assets in while you're walking on this massive world, and then they're cleverly disguised bits where you can't look behind you so that you can't see the world behind you because those assets have been unloaded. So yeah, this level loading, like this little pause with the loading screen, that is sometimes really getting in the way when it takes 30 seconds to a minute to load in the new level. And that is of course true when the game is huge, but if the game's got a small footprint and it takes you literally maybe 50 megabytes to load in a new level, that is quite clever. And then that loading time is almost not noticeable. Yeah, maybe I need to go over here. That looks more like where I should be going. That makes more sense. And also when there's too much variation. So it's interesting that it can work in your disfavor if there's not enough variation, but if there's too much variation and you perceive too big a skip between one level and another. Like usually platform games have that you go from one level into another, and the first level is, I don't know, sunshine and whatnot, and the second one is mountains and the snow stuff, and that's a huge shift then. Boulder to be picked up, interesting. Thing that shoots me high up, but obviously I guess we want to go shoot ourselves over here, which looks like that thing doesn't have enough oomph to do that. And maybe then we grab one of these things and grab one of these things, pick it. Oh, I see, we can't pick it up, we have to push it. Gotcha. We just push this over on top of this geezer maybe, like so, and that makes that guy come out. Ha 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 ha! Let's see if we can kick this guy over here. Then, I mean, maybe we don't even have to do that. We can just go jump on here now, like we did before. Get jumping with the jetpack and the geezer. And then we do that. Oh, right, I see. Now we have this problem. I wonder if that's also connected. Like, if this guy's on here, we put that on here. Ha 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 ha. Cunning, indeed. It is so cunning, you could stick a tail on it and call it a weasel. Here we go. Is this enough? I don't want to push it too far. Now let's just say it's enough. Yeah, let's just call that enough. And then we go do a special clever little this thing again, and then gunning around the corner. Yes, look at that! Very good. Oh, What the Luck's now on Amazon as well. Alright, Brian. Drop a link in the chat. What the Luck audiobook and print and ebook now available. That is cool. Full collection. Narrated by yours truly. Very cool. Yeah, it looks like iTunes may have their own sort of quality control process, so that might take another week or two, but eventually it'll end up on iTunes as well. I think actually that Audible is the only official supplier of spoken word audio on the Apple Store. I think only Audible do that. I see, that was a loading screen, but it was so small It was barely noticeable. And that sort of loading screen I'm totally happy with. Just get some textures in and it's night again! This is just like yesterday, we're playing one full game day. That is very cool. Inferno! That's what it looks like. To be sure, to be sure. Where are we gonna go next? Thank you for subscribing, Min Jong Song. That is very nice of you. Welcome to the stream. If you are watching, if not, that is also totally fine. In that case, enjoy the channel. Oh, they have an author page on Apple? I didn't know that. I've never checked it out. Where do we go next? Happy days! Thank you so much for your Ko-fi donation. That is very nice. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Enjoy Lifeless Planet with us. I very much appreciate that. Ko-fi. Very nice. Ko-fi's gone well. I love it. Oh, gateway timeout. That's not good. Let's walk across the inferno. Yes, he says, not knowing where else to go next. Oh, look at that. There's a house. Like a structure hidden over there. What? Thank you, Julia. That is actually very true. Thank you. Yes, I keep forgetting about the support link. I should really make, as I'm doing redoing my websites, it is a great idea. I'm going to go and put a thing out there that will show all the chat commands. I think that is a site that like a page that we actually need, so we all know what chat commands are actually available. Jetpack fuel collected, and they give us a little house for that already. Very nice. I suppose the purpose of the house was that we'd actually go down this back alley. And now we can traverse larger distances. That is very nice. Yes, which means I'm also going to make a new shortcut for Ko-fi that we can bring up that link. I am thinking of having the support links kind of scroll through at the top left of the screen at all times. That might be nice.
That's a bit toasty.
It is a bit.
Well, at least it's a dry heat.
Now it's a dry heat indeed, yes. Woo! Platforming across dangerous distances. Yes, and don't step on these things, I suppose. That is actually nice. Look at the subtle camera effect that's being introduced here. I was wondering if it's only in certain places, but it looks like it's across everything. The thing that you get when you look across hot tarmac towards the sunset, that sort of thing. Very good camera effect. You see, when you're a single developer, you have to do all these things. If you have a department that just deals with what the whole post-processing looks like, that's easier. But if you're a single developer, you got to do all this yourself, and you got to know what these things are. Do you know, speaking of which, Julia's just picked up Fortnite again, and I don't know if it's just us, but she's immediately recognized that there is they seem to have changed the look and feel with the post-process volume a little bit. So Fortnite now looks more contrasty and a little bit more, the colors are a little bit more poppy and saturated, and we can't tell if it's a monitor or our TV really, or if it's something that was deliberately introduced. I don't know if you've heard of this huge thing that Epic have done. They've had their Fortnite game available both on Apple's App Store as well as Google's Play Store, so for mobile devices. I can't really imagine what the gaming experience is of Fortnite on a mobile device, but traditionally you had to buy these V-Bucks in order to purchase the Battle Pass and all that. You have to buy that through the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And in so doing, of course, and this is true for Super Chat donations on YouTube as well, if you're using anything that makes the payment transaction via Apple or via Google, then the respective marketplaces take 30%, and 70% is then ending up in Epic's pocket. And I suppose Epic were trying to be clever and saying, hey, we're going to lower the prices for our V-Bucks, and we're going to make in-app purchases available inside Fortnite ourselves and bypass Apple's App Store and Google's kind of App Store payment processing. And of course, the result of that is that their app was rejected. The new update was rejected because they said, hey, sorry, as per our guidelines, if you're taking money, my goodness, ouch! If you're taking money inside your app, you have to go through us, and we need to take a cut. And Epic said, nah, we made it so that you guys don't take a cut. And Apple said, well, that's not allowed. Full stop. You knew this when you signed up. What's your beef? So rather than Epic saying, okay, we're going to have to find a way to deal with that, they went on this huge rampage and made blog posts and went all out to say, we are against this and you must change the rules and regulation. I'm thinking, well, you knew this when you signed up as a developer. Unbelievable. And I mean, I'm thinking, what do you expect is going to happen? Apple going to say, oh yeah, you're right, actually, here, we're going to let you do this for free? It's not going to happen. It doesn't really matter how much you shout and scream. It's in the contract that they've already signed. And I don't know much about how things are handled with Google Play, but I would imagine it's fairly similar. So it's just one of those things. I was surprised by that. And there's a huge blog post. When you open Fortnite, even on the PlayStation, you get this huge animated trailer about, oh my god, free Fortnite from the clutches of the evil people like Apple and Google. And you think, you're not gonna gain friends by doing that, Epic.
I am medium rare.
You are indeed medium rare. And you don't know where to go next either. I mean, I love what they do, but I'm Epic. I love what Epic do, but that is just, I wonder if that's a step in the right or in the wrong direction. I can't see them making themselves any friends there. Where do you think we should go next? Do you know, I wonder if that's what it's like, yes. They think, hey, we've grown to a certain size, let's see if we can just scream loud enough and see if we can gain enough traction in the gaming community to change how the game is played. What I find interesting is that the idea of that the idea that in fact a video game might bring such change about, that is an interesting development to see. I mean, how games can really change the world. That would be, oh, okay, that was not the direction to go. Let's see what it does. Let's see what the impact is of them shouting. Or maybe upstairs, you think? I can't even... oh, no, not upstairs then. Okay, good. We learned that lesson. Crispy toasty. That is not the way to go. Over here then, maybe? Oh yes, okay. Could be over here. This is a phenomenon we have not seen before. That lava-spewing geyser over here. I've just picked up this other thing because of the whole price decrease for V-Bucks on Epic. That also extends to Fortnite Save the World. I don't know if you're aware of it, but Fortnite is known for this 100 players versus players environment, which is very popular. So I think it's still, or once was, the most popular streamed game on Twitch and Mixer. Well, when Mixer was still alive. So it's very popular among streamers, and people like Ninja are kind of known for playing this professionally, if there is such a thing as playing a video game professionally. And what they really started with was not a player versus player game. It was a what's known as a PvE game, which is player versus environment, and that is much like what we're doing right now. We're a single player and we're playing a story-driven game, and that is really what they had envisioned for Fortnite. And they called that an early access version of Fortnite Save the World, and they branched out from that and turned that into a player versus player battle royale game, and that is the one that they released for free. And the other version, the player versus environment, the Fortnite Save the World, that was released as early access and has just kind of come out of it. And the plan was to release that for free, but they changed their mind since then and made that a kind of a premium game, and that used to be $20 to play that. And with the V-Buck price drop, they have also reduced the price for that to $15.99, I believe. And I've just picked that up, and that is, I'm more inclined to play those types of games than, you know, get my ass kicked by a 12-year-old. That's just not I don't enjoy that as much as just playing a game like this for hours, rather than getting killed by randomness and other players. So I've just picked that up and played a little bit of that, and that's a very different gaming experience. Fortnite Save the World. Oh, don't burst into flames all the time. Spontaneous human combustion. Yeah, smells like chicken. Again. What do we do here? Do we need to go to the very top of this now? Really? We can walk. We're going to walk that steep? I can't see it. No then. Righty. Any other suggestions? I'm open for suggestions. We got here to this tower. We can't walk up the tower, even though it kind of looks like that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know what we'd do if we get up there. Shall we go up? Julia says go up. It's like Simon says. Oh, I'm slipping off. I'm not sure if I can. I don't think it's possible. I think it's too steep. Julia's confident we can make it. I mean, it looks almost like they've laid out this little path for us to walk there. It's too hot. It doesn't work. It's too slippy. Way too slippy. Well, then what? Not even allowed to touch the sides of the mountains also gets you killed. This is where we came from, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're at the correct dead end. It could well be that this is a dead end. Let's see if there's another way. I've only walked this way because that seemed to be the logical conclusion. Maybe we're supposed to just wander around here and then go over here. Yes, interesting. Maybe that's more where we're supposed to go. Oh, so it looks like that's the light grey thing. Is that little island that we can just about land in for 2 seconds before we get... No! Ah! Whew. Yes. Is this the way? Did we come from here? I think we haven't. I think we have. I think I've seen that before. It all looks the same! I have a feeling we came from over there on the right, then we jumped over here, we saw this, and then we went this way, and then jumped further over there. That got us to that dead end. Anything that's black we're not allowed to land on. So then this seems to be the next logical step here. It might look promising, but is it promising? Could we go over here, or is that more like... that looks more like background action. Do you think that way? Not that way. No, Julia's against this way. Go this way. So this way, that looks more like That would make sense to be here. Can't walk up here. Well, there's 2 towers, in fact. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't see that before. I can't go up here, I don't think. I mean, I can... No, it's all black stuff here. Let's not do that. This way is back to that first tower that we've seen. The one that doesn't really get us anywhere. And we know that this is the dead end, so we could try and walk over here. That looks promising. Now that looks promising. Oh, right. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Oh, and there's boulders here. Look at that. I wonder if it's a similar thing to the water geyser before. If we're just going to chuck this on here. Ah, back on track indeed. If we just chuck this on here and make sure this doesn't spew lava into this realm. We were just wondering how that would work. So, aha! That cuts that off. That makes that happen. And now if we push this guy over here. Aha! Alright! Now it makes sense. Tower is much steeper than before. I bet we can now walk up the tower. Ah, look at that! Very cool. Thankfully we know how to get there. Just make sure you don't die while you get there. I think, was it this way? I think so. Yes, now it makes sense. Aha! Dali! Thank you so much for dropping by. Welcome to the stream. Yes, it's called Lifeless Planet, and it's a wonderful environment that you explore as a lone space survivor. Very mysterious story, so it's much more about exploring the story as a visual narrative, really. Oh no, and dying a lot of times to be avoided. If you type !game in the chat, you'll get a link to the game, and there's a couple actually in the description of this YouTube video. You can get it on Steam and on Epic, and it was developed by a single developer for the most part, David Board, funded by Kickstarter initially, and it's been out for a few years. He's currently working on another one called Lifeless Moon, which will be a prequel to this game, so more goodness to come. There we go, we're back on track. Follow the green footsteps. Oh, time for coffee. Thank you, Julia. Very nice of you. Oh dear. Russian woman doesn't look so hot. Looks too hot, maybe.
Помоги, подними. Наверх.
Whoa. Where are we taking you? Now there's no more green footsteps to follow. Where do you think we're going? Well, we're kind of pointing this way. Perhaps it's a good place to start. Orient myself by this little river here, maybe. Can I still jump? Oh yeah, I can. Good stuff. Now, of course, if I die, Russian woman dies with me. That's not a good idea. Sorry, Russian woman. Let's try this again. If that wasn't the right way, maybe this is the right way. Kind of over here, maybe? I don't see anywhere I can go up. Unless maybe we can walk up this... Oh, there we go. That might be our way out of here. Ever so slightly steep. Oh, not the best backpack in the world can help you here. I have a feeling that's too steep. I don't know. Yeah, I'm slipping off. That's too steep. I don't think I can do that. Oh, maybe there. That might be an idea. Difficult to see from the very bottom here. We might be able to go bit by bit. Yes, that looks promising. It's a bit like Lara Croft in space, this, isn't it? Come on! You can do it! Must save Russian woman! And, oh, do you think we can go up here? That's gonna work, is it? See, it's the massive, the super backpack, super jetpack that lets us do all these exciting things. Usually we only have one puff, but every once in a while we get this super jetpack fuel, and that lets us do these things. All right. Woohoo! We've saved Russian woman. Well, she can walk again. Perfect. And the jetpack fuel is depleted. What a shame. The humanity. I want to keep it like forever.
That explains how she's able to breathe the atmosphere.
The Russian woman appears to have greatly modified biology. While traversing a volcanic region, she began to suffocate. Oxygen from my suit appeared to be of no help, and she only recovered upon intake of exhaled gases, including carbon dioxide. It appears her body is somehow partly photosynthetic, able to intake CO2 and convert it to oxygen like plants do on Earth. While this could explain her survival in an oxygen-poor atmosphere, I can't understand the science behind this observation. Well, she's plant woman, isn't she? That explains it. She's plant woman. And she also has a mysterious connection to the plants on this planet. So, are you coming often? I think I would probably have used a slightly better character model. She looks very, very basic. But I suppose she's, you know, functional as a storytelling device, I'm thinking. Ah, well, you walk slow. I'm gonna explore ahead and see what this portal has to offer here. Oh, when I say portal, this new gate. I wonder if it lines up with where we've come from far over here. Maybe we've come from the other side, I can't tell. That looks like another exciting thing to explore. See if we can open that. Ah, the control's not powered. Find a way to restore power. Gotcha. No worries. We have huge experience with that. Is Russian woman meeting us at the gate? Is she expecting us to power it? She's a bit slow, so we'll catch up with her, I'm sure. Oh, can you imagine? There's a lot of cranking involved for that, Brian. Let's take a look at this thing on the other side here. Ah, yes, one puff jetpack. Yeah, we only have one puff now. What a shame. That really comes in handy. The multi-puff thing. Some stuff downstairs. That doesn't help us get up here. Huh. Alrighty. Director's report. There is nothing I can do to stop the chain reaction. Soon, this world will be lost. I cannot fathom my part in this catastrophe, or the blind arrogance with which I carried out the planet's execution. Separated from the motherland, I will never know the outcome of the great conflict between Moscow and the West, but I earnestly hope that they never stand on similar grounds and witness the destruction that they have wrought, as I must. I watch as the vibrant world rots to dead rock. I so desperately wanted to hand triumph to our people. I could have been a savior, but now I cannot face them. I am glad that we can never return. Our people will never know what happened here. They will never know why their families never came home. They will never know it was my fault. Don't say that, Director. He's given himself a really hard time. But then maybe it was all his fault, I don't know. Possible. We need to find out more about what actually happened here and how we can reverse it. Anything behind here? No. How do we power something large like that? I don't think there's a mechanic to climb stairs. So I'm looking at this tower thing here. I don't think we can climb it. We can either get it from... we can kind of hover jump onto it, or we won't be able to reach the top. Or there's another way to do that. Maybe around the back. Ah, green rocks. That'll be helpful. Oh, and another gadgety thing. We know how that works. Star Mom! How you doing? Oh, that's okay, that's okay. Thank you for dropping by, I very much appreciate that. Were you out exercising again? Let's go put that green blob into this thing, and that might well power another exciting alien contraption. So these are our power sources here. We put that in here, that usually powers something. Like... whoa, that! Okay, that's interesting. Didn't see that one coming. That is cool. Now we can jump up there. We've made quite some progress in this game. We've followed our Russian friend over dangerous terrains. We've uncovered something called like a portal room. We've seen the portal, which was broken, but it looks like we're following our Russian friend to set something of great significance in motion. We don't quite know what that is yet, but little by little, we're doing this one step at a time. There we go. That gets us to the top here. More green rocks. Oh great, and something else that we can power. Let's see if we can make that happen. This looks big. That might require more than one rock. I don't know. Do you know, that's not a bad call. Didn't we have to do that recently? There was one puzzle in which we had to push the pieces of the donut into place. Let's see if we have to do that again now. Powered this thing at the bottom, powered this thing at the top. More green rocks in case we need them. Yeah, let's see what we can do with that donut. Yeah, like push it into one Oh no, looks like I can't use my robotic arm gadget here. It looks like it's just maybe just sprang into place so that we can jump up the thing. That could be. Thank you for the donut, Brian. I appreciate that. Very nice. Yeah, it looks like I can't move it. Maybe this was just the mechanism that lets us jump on top of this thing. But our robotic arm is certainly going to come in handy when we go and open this massive portal. Look at that, where this green beam is now pointing at from this other thing that we've just set in motion. Yeah. Wonder if Russian woman is waiting for us at the portal. I call it portal. It's more like a gate, isn't it? Oh yes, there she is. Russian woman, how you doing? Glad you can breathe again. Me and Russian woman. That's a nice screenshot here. Or Russian woman and I should be grammatically correct. Alright, let's press random buttons again. There doesn't seem to be any patterns to these things. It's literally like brute force pressing things. I think the most difficult bit is lining these buttons up with the arm. Not that one. This one, yes. Not that one. That one. And that one. And then this one. Perfect. 3 out of 6. That's kind of easy to understand. I'll pour myself another cup of coffee while I wait for the gate to get open. It does actually, you're right. The Blender donut. Hands up, how many of us have made the Blender donut? I certainly followed the Andrew's Blender 2.79 tutorials. I haven't followed the new version yet. But yes, proudly made Andrew's Blender donut. Russian woman, where you going? At the crater. Oh, now she can jog. Where are we going? That's nice that we can follow her so closely. That's very cool. The Blender donut. But I mean, that tutorial, that whole thing, there's so many facets to it. It's just so cool. The sprinkles and the glazing, how the glazing randomly runs off in different places on the donut. Very, very cool. Yeah, certainly a classic. And there's a house. There's lots to explore. Oh my god, the crater is massive. You're taking a break here? Yeah, no worries. I don't blame you. We can't communicate right now. We can't. House on the hill. Massive crater. Just impressive to look at it. Some dim light in the distance. Whoa. Scale. Very well done. Some other contraption over there. Yeah. Very cool. Maybe we should do this together one day. Do it as a stream and do this together. Each of us following along, building a donut. That would be a good watch party, actually. We all watch the tutorials together and we all follow them, and then we keep updating one another. Tell you what, I'm not going to pick this up. I think I'm going to end this here because this looks like a good place. Russian woman is taking a rest. I'm going to take a rest by the crater, and then we're going to explore that one tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is just so massive. I mean, look at this size of it. That's crazy. And we've got that crazy creepy house on the hill here. That is quite impressive. Oh, there's more jetpack fuel down here. I can see that already. That's going to be great. Well, the story shall continue tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. There's a few more to come. I'm aware that the DAS Studio 101 series isn't actually quite finished. I haven't really talked about render settings, so there's more on that. I'm planning one on geoshells and on iRay decals, so that is going to happen as well. But this here is going to continue tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't be late, even though I might be. I'll be here for sure. I'm not sure if we're going to finish it tomorrow. There'll be at least one more episode, but definitely tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to reach the end tomorrow, so there might be another one on Monday, but we'll see how we go. Meet me here tomorrow morning for more space exploration. Thank you so much for all your wonderful coffee and super chat donations. If there was there super chat? No, we didn't have super chat. We had coffee today, so thank you so much for that. I very much appreciate that. See you tomorrow, my friends. Take care. Bye bye.